Well, hello, my friends, and welcome to the latest spin. I'm Mike Spinner, Student Athlete World USA, coming at you on a very happy Thursday. Hope everyone's had a great week as we get even closer to travel season. Looking at the big board in front of me, we are exactly 1 month from the United World Games tour taking off. I mean, I think, yeah, June 14th. We are a month away. It is May 14th. And in a month, we're going to United World Games, people. I mean, we're here. We can now, for next week's show, say we're less than a month away. I mean, this is crazy how fast the year goes by. Having gone to United World Games last year myself, I cannot believe we're going back. I mean, it's just I can believe we're going back. We go every year, but it just feels like yesterday I was packing my own bags. Unfortunately, I won't be there this year, folks. But to those of you going, it's going to be amazing. The tour is going to be amazing. The United World Games are going to be amazing. It's going to be just fantastic. I'm so excited for you. And it's been a big news week from Student Athlete World. We had a Tim Ryerson sighting in public. And for those of you who may not pay too much attention to the inner workings of the organization, let's just say the guy who founded Halley's Comet is like, I don't see too much of Tim Ryerson, and so Tim did a video this week. And I'm going to reiterate his message. He was wearing one of our awesome uniforms and basically saying, you got your uniform this week, and I think everyone did. Tag us, put some pictures, some video, get excited for your tour and tag us, and we will repost you and make you famous. And I love the videos and the pictures going up. I personally think the only thing, um, the coolest thing we do is travel. Like the thing that we do that's most exciting, of course, is the tours itself. But I think this last kind of chapter before we go, the final stretch leading up to traveling is like my favorite part of the year because there's something about that uniform. Like our uniform is really special. I own a lacrosse jersey. I own a hockey jersey. I know I don't own a basketball jersey because I don't think you want to see this in a tank top. But I wear my Student Athlete World hockey jersey very proudly. I think it's one of the coolest hockey jerseys I own, if not the coolest. And so kind of seeing Tim in a jersey was kind of fun because Tim does not make public appearances too often. He's a very private man. So I hope you enjoyed his video, but his message is one that I definitely want to share, and that's definitely tag us. Like, show us off on your social media, tag us. If you're preparing for your tour and your training, take a video in our jersey. It's fun because I think no matter what the sport, I do really think our uniforms are a special product, and that's why with our families, when I meet with you, I push you to get your own with your name on the back. I think it's one of the coolest things you own. Me having a couple with my own name on the back. Like I obviously have never competed for Student Athlete World, but if we get like an old timers tour, I might consider it. But I think it's a special thing, and I do hope that you take time to tag us, like Tim said. And Tim needs to do videos more often. I think people have seen enough of this mug; they should see some more of yours. Even if you use a jersey that's not quite Student Athlete World, if you know what I mean. But that's one big thing that happened this week, and another thing that happened this week touches upon two different areas of the operation that I just want to reiterate. One is this: I have had a couple of meetings this week with families who I interviewed in past years, and for one reason or another did not travel with us. One was a soccer family, one was a basketball family. And both of them had a very similar kind of mindset. Like, oh, we're just so happy that you're still considering us. And if you're watching this video, okay, and I interviewed you at some point, whether it was this past year, 3 years ago, I'm entering my fifth year, or whatever. Just know, like, if you didn't travel with us, yes, it was your loss, but we don't hold grudges here. Like, that's just not what we're here to do. We're here to give you an opportunity to see the world represent the United States, and really do the coolest thing that you're ever going to do in your sports career. And, you not coming to us when we first offer you the opportunity, like it just doesn't fit the mission. Because you said no to us at some point doesn't change that we want to send you around the world. It just means it didn't work out that day. So if you're watching this and you're like, I've been wanting to go on a tour with Student Athlete World, but I'm afraid they're going to yell at me or something silly, or they're going to hold it against me or not offer me a spot. My mindset is if I interviewed you and liked you enough as an athlete and as a prospective traveler to offer you a spot at some point, well, that hasn't changed. All right. And so, please don't be shy about scheduling an interview with me or just even just a meeting if I've interviewed you already, or emailing me or texting me, hey, Mike, we met before, but I didn't travel, but I really want to do it now. Don't be shy about that. I'm not angry that you didn't travel with us before. I'm not going to hold it against you. I'm not going to judge you. I'm going to actually do the opposite. I'm going to welcome you back. I'm going to say, cool, let's do this. What tour do you want? Because once again, if I liked you enough to offer you a spot the first time around, I like you enough to do it now. And that's just what I think that's the way people should be. All right. The fact is, you're here with us now. And to our two families I met with, I'm 99% sure that they're both going to travel. And I hope there are 200 more out there. So by all means, if you want to travel with us and you've already met with me, send me an email, send me a text, give me a call, or go on my calendar, schedule a meeting. Let's talk. Let's get you on a tour with us for 2027 because we're already filling those rosters. And speaking of which, my favorite meeting I've had in a long time, besides my weekly with Tim, I'm not going to neglect you. The Blackley family from Melbourne, Australia, who I interviewed 2 years ago, and we're scheduled to go on we're hoping to go on our Spain, Portugal basketball tour, and some things with travel didn't work out, so ended up not going. Well, they're one of the two families that came back to me this week, and it's just such a cool thing. I think my favorite part of the job, there's two. One is to travel. Like I love going on tours, and I love meeting with families. Like that's something that I'm never going to tire about meeting with families. Like I love the interviews. I love getting to know people. I think I have to check the ledger I keep. I think I'm up to 36 different states I've interviewed families from since starting with Student Athlete World. I really love though meeting with families from other countries. And a little bit about me, I've been to Australia a number of times, and Melbourne, Australia happens to be probably my favorite city in the world outside of New York City, which will never change. So this was a family that really stood out to me during the interview because number one, they're just wonderful people. Number two, they're from a city that is very meaningful to me. I love Melbourne, Australia. So they came back and it was really cool because like the first time when they interviewed, they woke up at like literally 5 o'clock in the morning local time in Melbourne to interview with me at was like a normal time for me. And when we were emailing to set this up, I was like, guys, pick a time that works for you. Like I'll do this 9 o'clock my time, 10 o'clock. Like right now, I'll do it this time, and so it was a 9 p.m. interview on Monday of this week, and which was like a totally normal time for him. It was like 11 o'clock in the morning or something like that the next day, because the way that works. But number two, it's just like super cool. I don't know why. I love meeting with families from other countries. And there's a real chance they will become our first family to register for our first ever Asian tour. They're looking to go to on our Japan tour next year. So I'm like, wow, that's gonna be so cool coming together. First of all, they could become the first family to register for 2027 in general. And on top of that, our first ever family going to Japan. And on top of that, they're from Australia. I just found all that really cool. And I think that is something that I find very special about what we do here. That yes, it is Student Athlete World USA. We obviously focus on sending American student athletes on international tours, but during my time alone, we've had dozens of athletes from other countries outside the United States travel with us, compete with us, wear our jersey, and we're looking to do that some more. And I think that experience makes our tours even better because it's like, why do our families from the United States travel? Because they want to learn about the world, see the world, experience different cultures, meet different people, eat different foods, etc. So when you go on a tour with us and you're from another country, you're actually enhancing the tours that we offer to begin with. It's like this particular family from Melbourne, Australia. There's a really good chance that they're going to Japan with us, and there's a really good chance that they'll be the first Aussies that, and there's going to be three of them, that most, if not all, of our American families have ever met. So they're actually not only going to contribute to that tour from the basketball sense, because there's going to be two brothers playing for us, but from the cultural sense as well. I found the Australian people during my travels to Australia to be delightful and amazing. I love the country. I'm not trying to sell Australia here because we don't quite travel there yet, but I would want to be on a tour with Aussies. So to me, that's another reason why you need to send me to Japan next year. But anyway, we'll get to that one when we meet. I really, really want to do that tour. But it's like you're going to go to Japan with us, see Tokyo, Japan. It's supposed to be spectacular there. Play international basketball in Japan, and while you're there, not just meet people from all across the country, and of course the Japanese people, but be teammates with a couple of Aussies. Like what else is there? Like that? That's like the perfect tour. It's a great experience. If you poke around their website enough, there's an interview I did with a lacrosse player last year. Her name is Georgia Jowett. She is from England, and she was on our lacrosse tour last year. She's going to play Division II lacrosse at a school in Pennsylvania in the United States next year. And the other travelers on that lacrosse tour spoke so glowingly about having an English lacrosse player on that tour with us. And just one of those neat things that we do that I love, that we actually bring the world a little bit closer together because I feel like every year we get a number of athletes from different countries. And in this case, from Australia going to Japan with us. I find that very awesome about what we do. And hopefully we'll be officially welcoming them soon for 2027. But another message, if you're watching this and you're an athlete and you are from a country that's not the United States, can you travel with us? The answer is yes, you can. And please join us because you will only make our tours better. And it's going to be a great experience for you because you get to kind of live the life of an American for a week and a half of your life, meet some Americans, meet American coaches, and see the world. And it's just a great experience for all. So hopefully some good news to report from Australia very, very soon. And now what in the world? And I'm bringing back a sponsor for like the second time in 3 weeks. But today's What in the World is brought to you by Popeyes again. Now, I know what you're thinking. He keeps bringing on fast food as a sponsor. And I got to tell you, I'm not putting the weight back on. I'm at like 130 pounds still. I'm keeping it off. But I happened to pass by Popeyes, the same Popeyes, running some errands. And a couple weeks ago, I talked about their fried pickles, which are still on the menu and just delightful. So today I was parched, just super thirsty, passing by Popeyes, new menu item. Now, you need to understand my context. My context is I'm not a big fried chicken guy to begin with. I like a good chicken tender, but like KFC and Popeyes don't really do it for me. I'm just not a, I love buffalo wings, but I'm not a big fried chicken person. I don't know why. Just never, I like it. I'll eat it. I just don't love it. But they had on their menu like snack wraps, kind of like McDonald's is doing right now. And I like spicy food and I like chicken. So I'm like, yeah, I might give this one a shot. So I got one Popeyes spicy chicken snack wrap. I got to tell you, I might be missing the boat here with Popeyes. The spicy snack wrap, I put it up there with the fried pickles. Like I want to go back for more. I didn't do it, but terrific. Not as good as not quite as good as the fried pickles, but really, really good. So either I've been missing the boat on Popeyes for years now, or they're stepping up their game. Either way, Popeyes, way to go. Welcome on board as a sponsor. And I'm going to get very specific about today's What in the World. And What in the World today, it's going to be a little bit of an indictment on the youth sports industry as a whole. So if you didn't read about this one, this is a very interesting story that Congress right now is weighing a bill to essentially ban private equity from youth sports. And a big impetus to this effort is actually in the ice hockey world where I exist as a parent, because there is a private equity company called Black Bear, and they are basically buying up rink after rink after rink, like on a scavenger hunt, and then controlling which teams play there. And they have now started their own league. It's regional, I believe. I don't think it's national, but I believe it's regional, that their teams from their rinks compete in. And now they're doing their own streaming service that you have to pay for. And some Black Bear rinks have actually banned parents from filming their children's game using their phones, because they want you to pay for their streaming service. And they're very controversial. I don't have a specific opinion about Black Bear because, quite frankly, my son has not played for a Black Bear program. So I couldn't really tell you whether their presence in this industry is a good thing or a bad thing. It's a thing. But I do know it is very controversial. And so this bill being taken up by Congress, potentially will ban private equity within youth sports. And here's my thing. It's really probably what in the world Congress, not what in the world to youth sports or private equity within youth sports. Because I'm a firm believer of a major dynamic in sports in general. Number one, the NCAA has shattered. It's not broken. And not get into all that right now. But I believe the NCAA model, you have transfer portal, you have NLI, and now you have this whole 5-and-5 year eligibility thing, which I think is going to wreck a sport like hockey. I think the NCAA has shattered, probably can't be fixed. Whereas youth sports through high school is just simply broken, can be fixed. And the reason why I bring all this up is I consider myself a student of sports in general. And I'm a believer that I understand the effort to potentially get rid of private equity in youth sports. I understand the reasoning, but here's what I'll say. Looking at it from the sports that I have a background in, which is lacrosse and my son playing ice hockey, private equity is not the issue in youth sports. So if you have a company like Black Bear in hockey making millions of dollars and serving as a pseudo monopoly in certain areas, I believe, like New Jersey, Black Bear is massive. You're not, I don't think you're doing anything good by banning private equity, because here's what's happening. So let's use ice hockey as an example. So let's say Black Bear accounts for 40% of youth hockey, of programs, ranks, etc. And they're collecting $1 billion a year, so round numbers. So you ban Black Bear. Okay, you ban private equity. They now have to break themselves up or sell or whatever. Somebody else is going to go right into that space. It's inevitable. So it may not be one company, it might be 20 companies or 30 companies, but that $1 billion in ice hockey is still going to be made by somebody. It might be divided up a lot, but it's going to be made. That's any sport. So the issue is not private equity. It's why is private equity entering youth sports? And that's because they can make a boatload of money. And they can make a boatload of money without really upping the product, the offering. That's the problem with youth sports right now. That in any youth sport, basketball, soccer, lacrosse, hockey, whatever it is, baseball, whatever it is, every year there's more organizations out there charging more, claiming to offer more. But here's the rub. Here's the kicker. The rub is, in my opinion, the growth of youth sports all the way up through high school and college is centered so much around the top, say, 3 to 5%, that the gap between that top 5% and the other 95% has never been bigger than it is. That's the problem with youth sports now. All this money being charged, all this money being spent, all this money being made. But as a whole, are our athletes getting better? I believe the answer is no. I think the best athletes in any sport are better than they've ever been before, which is why watching up high level Division One sport, any sport, is better than it's ever been. That top 1%, 2%, up to maybe 5% in any given sport is better than it ever has been. But once you get past that point and you're looking at kids who are just very good, then decent, then whatever's below that, that group is getting worse, in my opinion, and getting bigger. So you have a small group of elite getting better, a big group of everyone else. A small group of elite getting better and better, and a significantly larger group of not elite getting worse, and the divide widening. That's the problem with youth sports now. That's the problem with when you follow the money, you have an issue. And so while private equity might be the source of a lot of money being spent and made, it not is not the cause of the problem. So it's like, what in the world, Congress? Regulate youth sports, I get it, but not for this reason. And that's it for the latest spin this week. As always, great fun. And as always, there is one way to join us. No matter who you are, no matter where you're from, no matter what tour you want to do, you want to join us, go to studentathleteworld.com, complete your application, interview with me, and pack your bags. Have a great week, everyone. See you next week.